What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and my fellow reptilian? My name's Scyushi. Yes, that's how you say it. I don't know why some of you are confused. Maybe English isn't your first language. That said, honestly, I mean, I go to Starbucks, I tell them Scythe as my name, and they put Seth or like Bob or who knows, man. Nobody knows how to say my name for some stupid reason. It's not like it triggers me. And we're back. So I decided Scyushi is going to end up being my alias from now and forward, guys and gals. As you already probably saw in my last video talking about big changes going on for me, let me tell you, there are so many things that are changing for me over the past week. It's absolutely insane. You guys or gals may have noticed, I think it's actually there, but if you actually scroll down from this video right now, you should see my merch store. Like, not even in the description, it should just be right there. I am now finally one of those channels that qualifies for my merch store to be right there front and center. And I'm already I'm already working on a whole bunch of new shirt designs and stuff like that. The biggest thing about the store that I think is so awesome over the, my other store that I was partnered with for a long time, and nothing against them, they were wonderful people. They got me a lot of experience with running a merch store and stuff like that. But now I can run it myself, so I don't have to message someone, wait for them to change something, then talk about it and hear from them that they changed it and so on and so forth. Now I can just change it on the fly whenever I want, add whatever products I want, whatever products are available. So now I actually have, Samsung phone cases, iPhone phone cases and stuff like that, which I've already ordered myself a Samsung phone case. And then on top of that, I can adjust the prices. That's the biggest thing, because when I was, talking with Hello Juniper, they pretty much said that this was the cheapest that they could make the store items before we just weren't receiving a profit. However, here I am over on Teespring, and I've actually put all of the shirts at a normal price. And I mean, I'm not making much of a profit off of the merch, honestly speaking, but at least now it's a normal price. It might be a little bit expensive for some people, but $19.99 USD is pretty much the standard for like a shirt. Obviously it would be cheaper for localization. I buy a shirt at like $15.99 or $19.99 Canadian, which arguably is a lot cheaper in America. But the point is that I can adjust all of those prices, and I've adjusted all of them to be just as cheap as possible, okay? And there is the possibility that in the future I can end up running campaigns where literally I won't make a profit off of certain items and stuff like that, just for the sake of, I don't know, just giving you guys stuff. And I just think that that's absolutely awesome. Again, working the whole Scyushi angle, trying to get like a whole bunch of different designs. Like that was the thing with Scythe Plays. It was just my name. Lots of you guys are always asking, like, what's my name? What, Scythe Plays is just my alias, right? No, Scythe is my real life name. Plays is just because I play video games. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory instead. Let's play it, Scythe Plays, right? But the thing is, with it being my real life name, I think that that's why I always struggled with coming up with ideas for, like, the merch store and stuff like that. And just kind of, like, for designs and, just influence, whatever, whatever you want to call it. But with Scyushi, and I'll explain the username in a bit, okay? But with Scyushi, it's just the ideas are just pouring from my mind. I've already got like 3 different shirt ideas being worked out. Merc's brother is actually working on the merch, because he is a phenomenal artist, by the way, and does exactly what I want him to do, which is he's got a very similar style to me, like or should I say, he's got a style that he does that I really enjoy, and because I know him, because I've talked with him before, and because I know his brother so much, I know how to communicate with him very quick and easy to the point. This is what I want, and he's like, got it, it's done. So with Scyushi, the inspiration is because Scy is literally what everybody calls me in real life. Scythe is my real life name, so everybody that I know calls me Scy. That's what the first half of the name is. And Ushi is quite literally just because I like sushi so much. That's it. I mean, I wouldn't even say that sushi is my all-time favorite food, but it's definitely right up there as one of them, alongside pizza and like penne noodles and junk like that, right? So Scyushi just made sense to me. it just clicked immediately when I thought about it. It was like, hey, you know what? That's got a nice ring to it. And then I sat with it for a day and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna commit. Let's just do it. Let's just rip off the Band-Aid, because this is the type of person that I am. Passionate, wholehearted, and I'm just gonna go for it, even if it's a big mistake and I'm going to kill my channel because I'm not going to be in search algorithms anymore. But we'll talk about my fears about that, my chronic fears, in a moment. So with Scyushi, you know, instantly it, you know, catches the ear. It sounds, you know, it's easier for you guys to pronounce, that's for sure. And then on top of that, it's easier to spell. It's easier when you see it, you know what it is. And then on top of it, nobody else has this name. You Google it, you literally find like nothing. Now, there is the Japanese way that you could spell it, but even then, there's Scyushi, who's like some baseball player or something like that, but no Scyushi. The Scyushi could have been something, but Scyushi just sounds better to me. And the biggest reason why I like the whole sushi idea is because my sense of humor, for those of you just tuning in, is fairly dark, considering that I'm a child-friendly content creator. For the most part, I've got a very mature and kind of mean-spirited sense of humor. Not towards you guys by any means, most of all towards myself or towards game characters and stuff like that. You know, like I make the in-game mounts sometimes say, like, I'll do an interaction where I'm talking with them and they're like, I'm in pain, please kill me, you know. And it's like, that's not necessarily the type of joke that you would expect from this type of channel, but that's the whole thing, is I do it in irony. I like it. I think that it's funny, and I'm just gonna be me. So if people don't like it, well, there's the door. But with Scyushi, I always picture, like, I can have the picture of a little cute, just adorable little sushi. You know, it's got like a smiley face. You've seen those sushi pictures online where people draw sushi as if it's alive and it just looks adorable. Now imagine seeing that with the caption saying, please kill me. Now suddenly it's funny. Now even somebody who doesn't know my channel instantly knows that's a joke. Haha, because that's the whole thing, is people don't really know if I'm joking or not, because I'm generally very good at being sarcastic. So anyways, I guess just, you know, the name itself, what I ended up actually doing with Trove, and my chronic fears of the search algorithm. So obviously I've got thousands of videos on my channel, and a lot of those are actually already established as Scythe Plays. You Google Scythe Plays, you're gonna see me, you're gonna see my tutorials and stuff. It's not like I'm gonna go and rename thousands of videos or anything. It is just gonna be now and into the future Scyushi, so get used to it. Again, you guys can still just keep calling me Scythe, because again, that's just my name anyways, right? But the whole thing is that you know, because I can't, you know, worry about the past and stuff, it's like now I'm going into it and I don't have any, like, what do you call it? I don't have Scyushi established. You know, you Google it and there's literally nothing there, which is a scary, you know, it's a scary position for somebody like myself, where the entirety of my career and livelihood is based off of search algorithms and stuff, right? The YouTube algorithm. Blue shirt kid needs to help me. But I have the fortunate favor of the Trove community. And I mean, you guys for the most part are already subbed or just already checking out my videos anyways. You know where to get all the Trove stuff. So no matter what, when people end up searching, they're still going to end up finding my channel anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. The reason for Scyushi, though, is because I feel that it's a lot more approachable, makes a lot more sense as a content creator to have an alias that has some type of weird meaning like that. And then on top of it, it means that moving forward, I think it's going to end up helping me a lot more by having such a unique handle, similar to Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, and all this stuff. You know, these guys, you know instantly who you're talking about because there's nobody else that has that name. And they all have the same thing in common, except for PewDiePie, where they have their real life name and then just a bunch of gibberish at the end, you know? So I just, you know, what can I tell you guys and gals? Like, I just kind of thought about this for a very long time. I wanted to ditch Scythe Plays as my handle forever, okay? Back in the day, when I first established my channel, I actually called it Antignorant. And Antignorant, which I know lots of you are already sitting there like, what did he just say? Like, it sounds like mouth vomit, like, Antignorant, like, you know, it sounds like something's coming out of my mouth that shouldn't. And the irony behind that is I thought that the name was cool because it's actually from one of my favorite indie games, which, you know, all those RPG Maker programs. One of the first original ones actually had this one guy make a game that was phenomenal, and it was called Jay's Journey. I recommend that you look it up. You can download it for free, and it's really, really funny. Kind of reminds me of Earthbound. But he had a villain in that game that was called Antignorot, and the main character would always get his name wrong, and the bad guy would always retort with, "That's Antignorot, that's my name," you know? And then the whole, you know, that's where it's ironic that I took a name thinking that people would somehow understand it when the name itself was already confusing even within the confines of that game world. You know, so you know, eventually I moved on from that. I liked the idea of having an alias, though, something that people could recognize. You know, I would have probably swapped over to Antiggy if I had, you know, kind of my more cheeky sense of humor like I do now. I've definitely come out of my shell as far as YouTube is concerned and become a lot more confident with myself and just kind of my own style and my own sense of humor and stuff like that, right? And so that's why when I swapped over to Scythe Plays, it just made sense to me to do it. It was just the logical conclusion to Antignorot. Just dump that name that nobody even knows how to spell, let alone say, and then just move on to something that's just more standard, just a Let's Play channel, you know? But now I feel like it's a time of growth. You know, there's lots of personal growth going on for myself, you know, in terms of real life stuff, and especially with the channel and how I'm approaching things. And it's left me feeling, you know, really, really excited about the future. And to be honest with you guys, I haven't really been feeling that as much, you know, over the past over the past months. I'm not saying that I was like dead inside or anything like that, but you know, I wasn't sitting here like super duper pumped, like, oh man, I can't wait to get on Trove or anything like that. But lately, I can't wait to start streaming. I can't wait to make videos for you guys. And you know, I think that this new persona is going to be really exciting. I'm really excited about launching the merch store again. I haven't had a video officially launching the merch store. I'll have one that'll talk about that in more detail once I get some more shirts in the store. But either way, it's just a very, very exciting time for me. And I'm really excited to be, well, a part of your lives and be able to experience this journey with all of you. You know, the next big step, I think, is Hytale, which they've officially said that they do not even have a beta release date, which means that it's probably coming in 2020. Which that sucks, man, because I want to play Hytale, dude. Give me Minecraft Dungeons in the meantime. Give me some type of voxel game that isn't just Trove. I love Trove, okay? Don't get me wrong, but it's like I want more than just Trove as far as a voxel game is concerned. Anyways, thank you all for coming out and dancing with me. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, too, I actually did attempt to change my username in Trove, and I want to give you guys a heads up. Don't buy these. Okay, the rename item, the rename tag, don't buy it. It's utterly useless. It's so broken. I can't even believe it. Like, they should actually remove this out of the store because it's a ripoff. So basically, I changed this account's name to Scyushi, and then I changed my alt account to Scythe Plays because I wanted to claim the name so that somebody else didn't take it and start doing evil deeds with it, because you wouldn't believe how bad it can get sometimes, okay? But anyways, when I ended up changing it, I actually did a live stream just yesterday, actually. That stream should show up tomorrow if I, you know, got my schedules right. And during that stream, people said that they saw me appear online as Scythe Plays, but they couldn't actually join me because according to the game, you know, that name didn't exist. Now, what I wonder is if I signed onto my alternate account, even though I didn't have them added, would they have been able to join me? You know, I would expect so, because the funny thing is that the only way that you guys would have been able to see my username as Scyushi is you'd have to unadd me and then re-add me as a friend on the game. You don't gotta do that, okay? I'm just giving you a heads up, don't do it. Because I've got over 30,000 people that have added me on this game, and I constantly get people that literally come back to Trove after years that I recognize their username and stuff, and they're like, hey man, you know, how's it going? And it's nice to catch up with them, and then usually they end up quitting Trove after a day or two anyways. But still, it's like, if I lost this username, then that wouldn't happen anymore, and people would be confused, right? Like, they'd be trying to whisper me, like, what is this? Did he quit? And so I did end up swapping my username back. Now my alternate account has the name Scyushi. Don't bother trying to add him though, because I don't actually add many people, if any at all, on my alt account, because I like doing the whole journey solo. If there was more starting players, maybe when I get to like Ultra Shadow Towers on my alt, if ever, then I could start adding people. But I don't want to be carried on that account. I want to be able to, you know, say that I've earned my end game with that character, right? Even if I don't plan on getting all the characters to level 30, probably just the Barb or whatever character I decide to main on that account, right? But this account is still Scythe Plays, okay? Just keep that in mind. And then every other series that I've got already is still going to be Scythe Plays. It's most of all just videos that are going to be affected by the Scyushi are going to be from now into the future. But that also means that certain videos, like you may have seen, you know, in my Sekiro series, my Dark Souls series and stuff like that, in those series, I was still actually streaming on Twitch. Sometimes I don't catch it in editing, and I do actually mention Twitch, but I have actually moved on from Twitch. I've been just streaming on DLive. So if you guys don't know, again, it's dlive.tv/ScythePlays. That eventually will swap over to Scyushi. So if you go to Scythe Plays and you see some complete stranger or something that you haven't followed, well, whatever, you know, you'll just have to check the description of my videos, because I'm slowly updating all these links and stuff like that. I have already updated my social media, which is great, because normally my Twitter was just Scythe Plays YT, because somebody already claimed Scythe Plays years ago, and then I tried to get the handle and Twitter was like, no, we don't care. So now everything is Scyushi, and that obviously was a name that I could just claim on everything. But any other games that I've already got an account with, I'm still going to be using Scythe Plays. Obviously, I'm not going to create like a new email or anything, because that would just be way too much of a chore. And anyway, speaking of a chore, this video has already gone on longer than I expected it to. Thanks so much for watching though, folks. And thanks so much for your patience with me, because I know that this is a very trying time for some old school fans, because these are some big changes. That said, a lot of you have been very supportive of me and all of these changes, and I sincerely do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. The fact that I can just be me is awesome, you know? So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Very much appreciate it. I would appreciate also, let's bring it back, if you would Hadouken the like button for me. Helps me out exponentially. And then you can always sub, you know, hit the notification bell. Screw the notification bell. You know what? It doesn't do anything anyway. Just come to my channel every day. I'm always putting out videos every single day. Otherwise, there's the merch store. There's all sorts of other things in the description. Sayonara, and stay epic, everybody.